like I said in the last video, Hi guys, so there are two reasons why I'm making this video. First is, of course, give you an update on this car, since now this car is out of break-in period. It has 1,200-ish kilometers on it. I've been driving this car a little bit more aggressively just to try to see what this car can do. And I would say this car is not fast, but it's very exciting to drive. It's definitely a fun car to drive as well. And the second thing is I want to thank all of you for your subscribe as well as for your views, because this video, my last video, has at least I think 47,000 views on this platform, which I was kind of surprised because wow, what's happening? So as a lot of you were suspecting that I'm gonna upload my video on YouTube, and yes, some of my videos are also for my American viewers, for my friends most of the time, because they like to watch me review cars, and this is also one of my hobby, to review cars. I've been reviewing cars for at least 2 years now. It's a fun thing to do. My intention was not to gain tractions or be popular by doing this kind of things, as a lot of viewers were saying that I'm speaking English as a Chinese, which is very odd. I know that. I will explain that later in this video, so sit tight. I will answer all of that question. The second reason of me making this video is, of course, I want to read some of your comments and some of your interesting questions and answer some of that. So sit tight. This video is going to be a little bit long, but if you watched everything, if you still think I'm a horrible person, you can definitely curse on me and unsubscribe immediately and report me or anything, as you wish. So yeah, without further ado, this car is now properly registered in China. I've also done some cosmetic things to make the car looks more complete or more fits my liking. So yeah, without further ado, let's roll the clip and see what I've done to the car. It's just some little carbon fiber pieces, and as well as the rear diffuser. I've changed that as well because I think it's more aggressive, and also a little spoiler back there just to complete the tail of the car, since this car has a very short tail, and also a front splitter just to give it more layer, to give it more dimension. When you look at the front end of the car, I keep the silver V shape because I think it's a very iconic front fascia, so I kept that. And everywhere else on this car, the tinted window and the chrome window trim has been, you know, de-chromed. It's blacked out. So yeah, that's probably all the things I'm gonna do with this car. I don't think I'm gonna do more cosmetic changes. Probably in the future, I'll change the exhaust a little bit to bring back that little bit more rumble sound. This inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine doesn't sound really good, but I think it wants to be heard. So probably in the future, I'll do the exhaust mods, but that's, you know, in the future. And let's first talk about some of the problems I'm facing with this car so far. I've had this error code that showed up at least 3 times, and I have noticed a pattern that every time when I washed my car, when the car is wet, I'll have this icon, this error code show up that's saying that my start-stop function has malfunctioned. First time when it showed up, I freaked out because I don't know what I did, because I rarely use this function, because in China our traffic's so crowded. Most of the time I just turn it off immediately to save my spark plugs. I'd rather waste a little bit more fuel, but not to, you know, burn my spark plugs sooner than I expected. So when this error code showed up, I contact my dealer, and my dealer has no clue what's going on. So of course I went online and went into a lot of forums, both in Europe, North America, as well as in China. And a lot of people actually has this problem. And in China, a lot of people brought it to the service, brought it to the dealer, and let the dealer run diagnosis and things like that. But some people in Europe and America figured it out, what's going on with this error code, with this specific error code. It has nothing to do with your start-stop function. Your start-stop function is absolutely fine. The problem with this is every time you wash your car, some moisture get underneath the hood and block certain sensor. And it's probably not the start-stop function sensor. It's probably some random sensor. And for some reason, Italians don't know what kind of error code they will show you. So they just gave you some random error code, like your start-stop function is malfunctioned, go to the service or you're fucked. So it's very inhuman. This is also why I think a lot of people hated this car. It's because random error code gets show up and freaks out a lot of drivers for not understanding what's going on, and they bring it to the service. It costs money, and that's why a lot of people are saying this car is going to cost you a lot of money down the road when you bring it to service. And yeah, I kind of understand that. My conclusion for this, as an Alfa Romeo owner, is that this car is like treading on a very thin layer of ice. You don't know what's going to happen. You kind of feel like this ice is going to break anytime, but you still want to walk on it because this car is such a fun car to drive. So yeah, it's frustrating. Well, most of the time I just find the solution by myself and see what I can do. If I don't have a tool or the knowledge to solve the problem, I'll definitely bring to the dealer and talk to the mechanics and see what we can do to fix certain issue. But so far, this car has no problem except that error code I just showed you. My solution for this specific error code is just leave it there. When your car is dry, this error code will go away. So that's that. And the second thing is, a lot of people are saying, based on my last video, a lot of people are saying that I shouldn't be hating on the heated steering wheel because this heated steering wheel function is very useful up north. When the weather is really cold, so you can actually have your hand warmed while your hands is on the steering wheel. Let me show you why do I hate the heated steering wheel. So this is Alfa Romeo's steering wheel. It's very nice. It's, you know, it's beautiful looking. And in 2020, they have this very nice stitching thing, so you can put your hands here or here to give you that very nice grip in the 9 and 3 position. I like this. I like this design. And this is your heated steering button. Every time you turn it on, it will heat up the steering wheel, just like all the other heated steering function. It's very nice. It's, you know, it warm up the steering wheel very quickly. But the problem is they do not warm up this part of the steering. I mean, 99% of the time I drive my car like this. My hands is on this position because I have to change my gears using flappy paddle gearbox, so my hand is basically right here. Everywhere around the steering wheel is very nicely warmed except this place, which is where my hands are at 99% of the time. So why would you have a heated steering that does not heat up this most crucial part of the steering wheel? So as you can see, I don't hate a heated steering wheel. I just hate this heated steering wheel because I don't drive any of my car with my hands on here or down here. I drive my car with my hands right here, and they do not heat up this most crucial part of the steering wheel. Then why would you have a heated steering? That's very inhuman. That's very Italian. That's very Alfa Romeo. So I kind of have to accept it. I just turn it off. Like, I just use my air conditioning, I guess. So yeah, it's just a minor nitpicky thing. I think a lot of people disagree with me, but I just don't use it because, you know, with my driving habits, it's very personal kind of stuff. So that's my explaining for that. And yeah, that's basically about this car. Let's go drive it, and I'll show you a little bit about this dynamic mode and how this car performs. So yeah, let's go. So driving an Alfa Romeo Giulia again, one thing FCA, Fiat Chrysler Group, did right is to combine the DNA mode with this multi-year engine. Multi-year is not a very new technology. The multi-year, I think it was invented by Fiat Group, I think in 2009. It's basically a single overhead cam engine, but it's not your traditional single overhead cam engine. It operates like a VTEC. It controls the valve opening time to give you best performance as well as the best efficiency under different load or under different driving characteristic. And because you have 3 modes, this 3 modes changes the car's characteristic drastically. And now I'm in the D mode, everything sharpens, like you can feel it. The engine is much more louder. That means the valve is fully opening and closing. and also the shifting is just fantastic. I was blown away, and I'm still blown away by this shifting. I don't know a ZF can be this good, and this special tuned ZF by Alfa Romeo is actually really good. And also in the dynamic mode, it also gives you that kind of feeling that you're driving a single clutch car, because it kind of kicks you. If you are in the low RPM like me right now, I'm in like 1500 RPM. If I shift this car, if I shift in the low RPM, this car is kind of gonna kick you, kind of give you this kind of jogging feeling. It's like driving a Lamborghini Aventador. If you ever drove a Lamborghini Aventador, that's a single clutch car. It kind of gave you that kind of feeling, and you can hear the engine. Yeah, the engine does make noise, but the exhaust is not really very nice. That was in the tunnel, and I didn't have auto exposure, so it's totally blacked out. I'm on a construction road, so there is no car on the road. Do not try this at home. Do not try this on the public road. Be a responsible driver. This place is totally deserted, so that's why I'm testing this car. I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not breaking speed limit. I'm just shifting very late, so you hear the engine noise, but I'm not breaking any laws. It's a 280 horsepower car. It's not really a fast car, but it's not really that much powerful. This is, like I said, one of the slowest car I've ever owned. But because the turbo was tuned to activate it around 1200 RPM, you kind of feel like you have the turbo at your service basically all the time. Like right now, I'm in the third gear. I'm 3000 RPM. If I floor it, it just kicks me back, and it just goes. That is impressive for a ZF transmission and a turbo 4-cylinder. I have no words. Alfa Romeo has such a bad reputation in China and globally. Jeremy Clarkson also said this is not it's a great car, it's just the reliability sucks. But all of those flaws, all of those bad things about this car, the moment you step in the car and you start to driving it, I don't think those bad things matters anymore, because this car just brings smiles onto your face when you're driving it. Like, sometimes I drive this car not because I'm going anywhere, I'm just driving it. You know, it's just fun. It's better than me staying at home watching television shows and watching, you know, boring television shows and things like that. It's a fantastic car. So what happened next was shown as the beginning of this video, that I hit that pothole. It was not a big pothole. I was, of course, recording, and then I saw this pile of water in front of me, and then was like, yeah, it's just a pile of water, it's raining outside, so it was like, it's okay. I changed my lane to another empty lane, and then when I get closer and closer, I realized, okay, underneath this pile of water there's a huge curb, and I tried to avoid that, but it was too late. So both the right side of my front and rear tire hit that and went through that pothole. Breaks my heart, and of course I went down the car and double checked, make sure everything is fine, and then drove it all the way back home, which is about 20 kilometers, and everything is fine as well. So yeah, there's no damage to the car, at least so far. So yeah, but that was stupid. Don't be like me. Definitely don't look at your camera. Definitely don't bring the camera to your car while you're driving. That's stupid. So yeah, I've just finished this video's subtitling, my own subtitling. This is not a huge, massive timeline, but yeah, I'm doing color grading right now, so yeah, it's gonna take a while. And now we come to the second part of this video, which I would love to read some of your comments, because some of your comments are actually quite fun. The most frequent asked question is, of course, I am a Chinese, and my car's in China, and I'm driving on the Chinese public road. I should speak Chinese. 那就说中文呗，对吧？多大个事儿？其实这个事儿呢，我自己真的是也应该检讨。昨天晚上大概在9点钟的样子， 有这样一个评论啊，当时那个我忘记那个网友是谁了啊，那你们应该能够也找到这个评论，他在那个评论区里面说，这是个男版李安琪。昨天之前我都不知道李安琪是谁，你知道吗？然后昨天晚上我还去查了一下这个李安琪是谁，然后查了一下李安琪的资料啊，我发现，你说他是不是在骂我，对吧？当然这个事儿呢，后面我当时发完视频过后，其实我也在置顶的评论里面说到了这个事儿。然后之前也还在美国的时候，我也发过类似的视频，也给自己澄清了一下。当然这个问题呢，我也是需要检讨的。只是说一聊到车吧，或者说是一聊到一些比较专业相关的东西，我是真的没有就是这方面的中文储备，你知道吗？就是我回国来和大家聊车，我特别喜欢和很多人聊车，你知道吗？能够遇到一个真正懂车的，跟你聊文化、聊历史，是一件非常幸福的事情。然而，跟所有喜欢聊车的人聊车吧，差不多我3句就能把天聊死啊！因为他说的是啥呢？我听不懂，我给他讲的他也听不懂，但实际上咱俩讲的是一个事儿，你知道吧？所以说我也一直很懊恼。你看前段时间我才学会这个词儿，就是这个什么液力变矩器啊，就我一直说的这个 torque converter 这个东西，我才知道它中文叫液力变矩器啊。然后还有其他很多的这个部件啊，我都没有这个中文的储备。所以说一旦聊到车的时候，我后面在做这个测评的时候，包括我在国外做测评的时候呢，都是用的英文。然后回国来过后，我就在想啊，我先用英文说吧，说了过后，然后我在那个有道，在百度，然后把这个中文给这个做在字幕里，然后这样的传达可能会更精确一些。所以这个才是我为什么在这里面说英文。但是很多网友批评我，我也觉得这个是对的，确实啊，我也是一个土生土长中国人，这个说中文没错的，确实是没错的。所以说你看现在咱们聊这个聊点闲聊天，说中文没问题啊。然后还有的这个其他一个评论呢，就是说就说到我这个英文的问题啊，有的这个评论里面就说这个英文很美式啊，有的就说你懂不懂美式，这么英式，然后有的评论又说你这个它是澳洲口音啊，然后大家就在里面就热烈的讨论起来了啊。关于我这个英文这个问题，就是我也给老外解释过很多这个问题啊，这个你听不懂。或者说懂一点，你可能觉得这人英语还不错，但如果你听得懂，其实我的英语里是有很多问题的。其实你在国外生活久了，这个老外啊，他对这个语法的严谨程度、拘谨程度，远远没有我们中国教育里对这个英语的拘谨程度要高啊。他们就是这个句子通啊，我们把词儿凑一起，这个句子通，那就成了，就懂你意思就行了。所以搞得我呢，在那边去了过后呢，本来我的英语基础也不是特别好。但是我每天跟着这些老外在一起呢，慢慢的就开始把他们的很多 slang， 就是方言啊、俚语啊这些东西就学着去了。然后关于我这个口音的问题，我一开始小的时候学英语，大概是在这个7、8岁、6、7岁的时候开始接触什么 Apple book 这种小学的时候开始学这个英语的这个东西。那个时候英语还不是特别流行呢，在很多学校都还没有英语这个东西。然后我又很喜欢看电影啊，很喜欢看这个国外的好莱坞的一些电影，然后我就觉得我这个英语老师他这个发音怎么和这个电影里差距那么大呢，对吧？然后我就很少听这个英语课啊，我就跑去听这个电影里面的东西，然后就去装腔作势的去学他们电影里这个东西。然后后来确实有评论里有朋友说到，你这个是不是他这个英语是不是因为 Top Gear 看多了？就是这个对吧？Top Gear 中文是啥我也不知道哈，就这个 Top Gear 大家知道啊，就这个 Top Gear 是不是看多了？确实受了这方面的影响。因为我觉得这个我个人觉得这个英式发音要比这个美式发音要简单一些但这个很个人啊，我觉得这个英式发音你舌头不用动那么多，你知道吧？然后我就一直在学这个英式的这个发音，就这样发着来了。然后后面去了美国过后，我第1年在美国的时候那美国人就以为我妈是个英国人，你知道吧？就也英国出生的，英国长大的你这个对吧？你黄皮肤和你这个口音完全不匹配你没有中国，你这个没有 Chinglish 这个腔调在里面我也很奇怪，你知道吧？我也在想这个怎么会我就没有 Chinglish 这个腔调在里面了呢？这可能是因为我没有听英语课的缘故小朋友不要学英语课一定要好好听。然后这个事儿过了过后呢，然后在美国就生活了5年，这5年呢就有很多美国的腔调就来破坏我这个英国腔的这个腔调了，搞得你现在看我在这个说很多这个词汇的时候
有的时候呢它又是美国，有的时候它又很英国，你知道吧？我自己也很困惑，因为特别是在车这个上面啊，举个例子啊，这个车的这个铝合金轮毂啊，铝合金这个单词啊，这个老美说的是 aluminum 啊，英国人说的是 aluminium， 然后这个包括尾箱啊然后这个引擎盖啊。美国和英国的这个说法是完全不同的，所以搞得我有的时候我两种都用，啊，但是我也不知道我想到哪一个我就说哪一个，搞得就是你如果听得懂，你就会觉得哎这人这个有点乱啊，我也觉得有点乱啊，这个但是。就像我之前在我的那个评论里面说的，我字幕里也说了，千万别用我的英语来作为你的标准啊！我的英语误人子弟的啊，千万不要用我的英语来作为一个标准啊！这个是这个问题。然后其他的呢，一些关于车的问题，包括这台车哈，这台车是一个天猫限量版，就是说很多人会疑惑，我也很疑惑，说实话，我也不知道天猫它卖车呀。当时差点就买了这个19款，其实我一开始就像我上一个视频里面说的，我其实并不喜欢19款的这个阿尔法罗密欧啊，然后回国之前呢，我都不知道这车还有4缸的，开了过后呢，我其实真还不太喜欢，我觉得这个车啊，方向盘实在太轻了啊，就很多东西呢，我都觉得它不那么运动。然后，但是后来又觉得你买个3系，买个这个 C 级。奔驰 C 级，或者说在 B 级车里啊，去找一些稍微运动的，你又贵点的，像 A45 AMG 啊，新版的这个它这个前脸我又不是特别喜欢，虽然说性能上它绝对是牛逼啊，但是太贵了，我又买不起。然后还有就是那个 C43 的那个 Wagon， 就是那个旅行车版，我那个也是我特别喜欢，但也是买不起啊，就搞得我这个没什么选择了。最后就觉得啊，奔驰宝马满街都是啊，那咱们就选一个这个街上没多少的啊，然后就去都要准备去买这个19款的了，而且19款这个降价幅度很可怕的。啊，当时准备买了，结果在那个微博上还是然后就看到这个2020的这个天猫限量赛道限量版啊，11月11日发售啊，我当时就觉得这你妈的这个天猫卖车了是吧？然后就问了一下当时阿尔法罗密欧销售，他说哎对，这个车厂家直销，然后他们只负责做这个交接。啊，我当时就觉得那试试呗，然后就上这个官网去看，优惠政策也好，贷款方案也好，金融方案也好，其实都挺实惠的。然后这个车是从厂家直接，就是交给你，其实就有一个我们说法嘛，就是说没有中间商，那个赚差价，啊，这个说法。所以当时就觉得行呗。然后那个双11开售的时候啊，其实当时真是也是运气好，我当时我就觉得这个车没必要抢，它这个在国内的这个口碑这么差哈，你抢啥呢？啊，我当时好像是1900的定金啊，当时我就那试试呗，然后就1900，结果立即付款成功了，然后我当时就觉得哎呀。那就抢到了啊！然后为什么说这台车是那个我当时说全国首台呢？其实这个事儿啊，我不一定确定它是全国首台，但西南地区它应该是全国第一台，因为这个车的那个铁片上，就是它那个生产那个日期那个位置写的是那个2019年10月份出厂的，然后12月31日就到店了。其实你想一想啊，从意大利工厂到国内2个月。然后车上只有13公里，就是我看着他下的板车，就这种情况，那个板车上就只有这一台车，然后我看着他下的板车，就是然后车上什么封条啊，门上的封条，然后车上这个保护膜什么的都没有撕掉，这个车在车管所它是没有中文名字的，就它只是有这个牌子阿尔法罗密欧，然后阿尔法罗密欧你去输什么朱莉亚、朱丽叶、朱莉什么的，朱莉都没有的，没有朱莉什么的，它后面是一串这个。这个 VIN number 就是你的那个车架号的那个前面那一段，你知道吧？那个我哪知道啊？搞得我这个也没有在线上去选号，就直接是现场去拿了一个牌照啊，就这样就上了牌了。然后对这个车就这么来的。其实现在肯定不是全国第一台了，现在肯定也有其他限量版也到店了。因为我记得当时销售跟我讲，这个车天猫限量版一共109台，Stelvio 和这个 Giulia 都是一样各种109台。当时也是很快就第2天还是第3天就已经全部都抢购完了，所以说也是全部都卖完了的。所以说现在肯定国内也进来新的车了啊，所以只是说 对吧？它还是有一定特殊意义的。但是同时，你也看我在我的这个视频里啊，其实也经常嘲讽啊，这个意大利人这个做工啊，他们这个匠心都花在了你看不见的地方啊。我只能这样来安慰我自己了。因为这个车呀，它的皮很薄，你知道吧？就是它这个漆面啊，非常非常的薄，你指甲盖都能给这个外面这个清漆层啊，你都能给它刮掉，你知道吧？然后搞得我洗个车，每一次一洗车，哎，你车是亮了，但那个车一干掉，你感觉划痕又多几条。虽然说它是一个那个 metallic 的那个涂层，就是那个珍珠漆吧，我们说的，但是还是有很多的划痕，其实是可见的。然后包括它的那个贴纸啊，我在上一次的节目里说到，它那个贴纸很不走心，其实它纸的质量是特别好的。为什么那个纸要翘起来呢？因为这个引擎盖底下实在是太热了。这个车是一个 air to water 这样的一个，就是它是空气到水冷的这样一个冷却系统。你看有的一些车啊，就比如说涡轮车，你把这个车熄火过后呢，它这个风扇还会继续转一会儿，来这个保持这个来这个把这个发动机舱的这个温度啊达到一个恒定的一个温度过后，它才会完全的停止工作。这个车不一样，它没有风扇转的，它里面当然它的 radiator 后面还是有风扇转的，但是你熄火过后，车子是一个非常非常难听的噪音啊！我给你听一下这个噪音。这个声音会持续大概10到15分钟。这个声音呢，就是那个 coolant pump 在抽这个冷却液去冷却这里面的所有这个部件。这个声音是很大的。你停在停车场，要是别人不知道走过去，以为你车坏了呢，以为要爆了呢，还是怎么的，你知道吧？那很恐怖的。我一开始也没搞懂，但后面学习了一下这个水冷的这个工作原理发现它是完全正常的。所以说买这个车啊，真的你真的需要很大的一个心。如果单纯只是从驾驶乐趣出发的话，这车真是我觉得在 B 级车里开过这个3系，当然它依旧是个标杆这个我不得不说它依旧是个标杆。那 C 级呢，我就觉得有点偏软它稍微有点，特别是国内的这个 L 嘛，就加长的这个，它稍微有点偏这个豪华风了它这个在里面其他地方的你看不见地方的这个用料呢，就没有那么扎实我不是说它不好，它有它好，合资车和现在进口车的差距真的是越来越小了，只是工厂的区别。但是这个真的是看个人喜好，这个事情上我就不多做评价了然后还有其他的评论呢，大部分呢都是一些问价格呀，然后还有就是吐槽我英语你不应该说英语，或者说你英语说的怎么样就是我刚才跟你们说的不要拿我的英语去就是学习。我当然可能在以后就是说我们有这种闲聊的这种情况我当然还是会用中文像这样跟大家交流但是在车评上，我可能更多的还是我觉得英文对我来讲可能会稳当一些，就是说至少不会紧张就你看我刚才在说的时候，我就老是会去想这个地方这个中文该怎么说，你知道吧？就搞得我会很紧张这个也是以前的一个旧的职业习惯吧那么好吧要是还有什么问题或者说是疑问或者说是什么感兴趣的东西想要知道私信我、弹幕我、吐槽我键盘侠们上吧，好吧再次感谢大家的支持就这样了 ，See you next time。